Hey everybody, this is Ben for FPSGeneral, and thanks for stopping by. Today I have compLexity with me, minus Clayster, of course, because he stands everybody up.
My name is Patrick Price, also known as Aches in the gaming world. I've been competing on Call of Duty for about the past 5-6 years, and I'm looking to be the most winningest player in Call of Duty history.
I'm Tyler TeePee. I've been playing competitive Call of Duty since 2010. Won a lot of tournaments. I think we've won more than we've lost. Is that true?
That is true.
So, on a good run. Once again, same as Pat, trying to be the most winningest player. Going for those W's.
Hi, I'm Ian Crimsix Porter, and I've been playing competitive video games since 2007. I've played Call of Duty, and I've played Halo. I'm kind of known as the multi-gamer, so look out for me on Call of Duty and any other console shooter.
Okay, so what do you guys say about compLexity having their own little dynasty running right about now?
I would say that it's only just begun, to be honest. I mean, we really just started in Black Ops 2, and I mean, if Call of Duty keeps soaring up the way it is, it's going to be a lot more impressive down the run.
Most definitely. We want to really prove ourselves over several Call of Duty titles. We really sprung up in Black Ops 2. That's where, I guess, the dynasty began. But we're going into Ghost. We really want to, show why we're so good, that we can transition to new titles and just be the best at whatever we play.
I think at this point, everything we did in Black Ops 2 is kind of just pushed to the back of our heads. We know what we can do. We've shown what we can do. We just want to make sure we can do it again, and this time in a different Call of Duty.
Awesome. What do you guys say to the fact that you guys are one of the winningest teams in the last 3 Call of Duty games, yet you guys are actually on the bottom half of the popularity totem pole?
I wouldn't necessarily say we're on the bottom half. I mean, we're definitely not in the top 2, but I mean, I would say we're working our way up, and we're gonna cater to the crowd that wants to see the best players and understand how to be the best, and not necessarily the goofy, funny guys. Like, I mean, we can be that, but what we strive for is to be the best and show why we're the best.
Other teams focus on entertainment first, then winning. We're a little bit the opposite. We win, then we'll entertain you along the way. Might come off cocky at times, but you really need to have that confident mindset going into tournaments just to prove that you're the best.
And to add on what TeePee just said about the confidence thing, like, we really aren't cocky. I mean, we come into tournaments like just knowing how good we are and that we just need to perform as well as we think we are. And I mean, as I always said it, you've got to believe you're the best to be the best.
What are you guys going to try and do to reach out to the individual gamer, say the individual pub stomper out there now?
I mean, through my YouTube channel, I try and do like sort of tip videos on how to get better at competitive Call of Duty and things like that to sort of cater to the more higher level Call of Duty gameplay rather than just going into a pub against random people. And anyone can do that. You've seen it time and time again. These big YouTubers and people that are really popular can go and perform well against these lower tier players. But I feel like, catering to that more hardcore competitive person, it's really a goal of mine.
And not just only that, but like, we kind of want to cater to kind of who we were when we were coming up. We wanted, we were the hardcore gamer, and we want to, find the hardcore gamers, and if they're not, kind of make them to the hardcore gamer. I mean, we go in depth with strategy and how things work in Call of Duty, and I mean, that's just what we're going to cater to because that's what we're best at.
And also, just to add one more thing, people see Call of Duty as such a surface level game, like not much strategy going into it, etc. But a lot of people don't know how to spawn trap on a certain map. Like Dom Octane, they don't know how to push certain ways to make people spawn at a certain point. It's a little bit more in depth than people really think compared to other video games, and we're just trying to convey that message to more people.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we kind of go for like the non-casuals. We like winning is first on our agenda, always practice. I know at times I don't stream just so we can win online scrims, and just like our whole connection disadvantage is like we're not in a team house, like we don't do any of that stuff, but what we got right now, it's working perfectly fine. So I just hope that we can continue what we've been doing.
And to kind of go in conclusion, we want to turn the casual gamer into the hardcore gamer. We want to take them and show them what they're playing and kind of show them how they can play on a higher level and get into what we're doing and become a competitive Call of Duty player or fan.
All right, so who would you say your guys' biggest threat is out there on the floor?
As far as teams go, when we're looking at a competitive nature, I mean, our biggest threat right now would probably be Team Soar. They've shown themselves online in the beginning of Ghost, like I would say the best out of any other team. But, I mean, the really only other powerhouse right now in Ghost Competitive would be Curse Las Vegas or Team Envious. But, I mean, other than those two teams, I mean, no one really is on our level yet, and it's going to take them a while because I would say compLexity as a team with the squad we have now pick up the game the fastest. And, I mean, I don't see anyone else catching as far as we're learning.
So you're saying that Optic doesn't stand a chance?
I'm not saying Optic doesn't stand a chance. I'm saying Optic's going to focus on entertaining while we focus on winning, and the learning curve is going to be so much harder for them than it is for us because we're nonstop going to learn how to win, and we're going to keep doing it while, they have to focus on making a funny video, playing Minecraft, entertaining people, and, I mean, we're just going to win and play our best, really.
Really, but here's my thing about this. Optic has so many more fans. A Nade Shot alone has 900 and something thousand subscribers, getting very close to 1 million.
Yeah, I mean, their brands, like, as players can carry, their titles, but I mean, Nade Shot couldn't carry his team on the scrim or the map that they're playing. When, I mean, as far as players we go, like, I mean, we're not the most popular guys, but Ian, you could carry us in a map if we needed you to win. We all have that individual talent.
Boy.
And that's what we focus on. We don't focus on the individual entertainment value or the individual brand. I mean, we try and build it the best we can, but we focus on more of, I mean, we're a team. We want to win as a team, lose as a team, and I mean, they're not really about that. They're about their individual brands, growing, entertaining, doing that, and that's fine for them. But that's just not what we're about, and that's not what we're going to focus on.
We just cater to a different demographic. We're more mature type of team, in my opinion. We show up. We don't mess around. We show up to win. Other teams come and want to hang out and talk to all their friends and stuff like that. And I'm all about having a good time and really relating to the fans on that level. But when it comes to going to tournaments and doing what we come to tournaments doing what we're supposed to do, and that's winning and showing off our sponsors in a good light by winning.
When we're asked when we travel internationally for tournaments and they say, "Are you here for business or pleasure?" we say business. This is what that is to us.
So you're saying you kind of cut out the whole little kid fanboy demographic. You just want to go straight for the hardcore, teenage, young adult, hardcore gamer demographic.
Not even hardcore gamer. We just want to find the people that have that competitive nature in anything they do, and I mean, they watch Call of Duty, that's fine. But I mean, if you're a competitive person and you drive to be the best in whatever you do, that's who we're going to cater to. Because I mean, I would say that's who we all were growing up. We were all just the competitive person in everything we do. And I mean, if they see that in us, then I think they'll be a fan of us. And I mean, they're just, like TeePee said, I mean, we're the mature group. We get here, we warm up, we practice, we don't mess around, we come to win. And I mean, that's just what we're going to do with these tournaments.
Yeah, I wouldn't say cut out that, sort of younger age demographic. We shine a different light on them, I guess you could say. We all started when we were pretty young as kids in the competitive scene, in whatever game they're playing. We just want to, spark that drive in those kids that, like, if they have an idea in their head, they could take it to the next level. We're there to, show them it's possible.
I just think, we don't try to pretend to be anyone else. Like, we do what we do. We win, we play as a team, we work as a team. We don't really try to put on a show for anyone else. So I don't to me, it's like whoever we cater to, that's who we cater to. So if it's 1% of the population or 99%, it doesn't really matter to us. I don't think. I think that we're just doing our own thing, and if it pays out, or if it pans out, it pans out. Then
you could also look at it as we're setting a new standard. I mean, we've won, the last 6 out of 7 tournaments, and, what if we're setting a new standard that, to win is what's popular, you know what I'm saying? Not the team that gets 3rd or 4th and goes home and does marathon streams and does things like that, but the team that's winning and follows that and, make a storyline behind that, win, 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 win. That's just what we're about, and I think that's what our end goal is.
All right. My next question for you guys is this. What do you guys think of COD Ghost in comparison to other CODs, and then as a game in general?
In my opinion, COD Ghost is a pretty good game. The maps obviously cater to not a very competitive type of style, which I completely understand because Call of Duty is more of a casual game to most people in the population. As far as a competitive title, I don't think it matches up as far as Black Ops 2 went. That was really the game that sparked Call of Duty into the esports scene. So, we're still struggling. The game just came out. We're just trying to get a feel for it completely. Activision and Infinity Ward seem like they're on board with promoting it as an esport title, implementing the broadcaster feature, catering to rule sets that we need in the game to make it work on a competitive level. So I have high hopes for it. Obviously, I feel like Black Ops 2 is better than COD Ghosts as of right now, but you never know. It could progress as the year goes on.
Call of Duty Ghosts is a great game. When I say that, Call of Duty Ghosts is a great game for the casual gamer who loves having fun, getting on, playing with his friends, enjoying a night of Call of Duty. Call of Duty Ghosts as an esport, however, is just not there. The lacking of features, modes, settings, and really just, I would say, in-depth support. I mean, we have the support from Activision Infinity Ward for sure, and we really appreciate that. But I really wish they would go more in-depth with their support and maybe even look at, bringing in players to do reviews and kind of in-depth feedback of what they can change and how they can make it better. So, I mean, they definitely care. But, I mean, as a competitive gamer who's been playing Call of Duty for a while, I just want them to care a little bit more.
Okay, cool. All right, my next question for you is this. What would you change in COD Ghosts if you could change anything at all? If you were on the dev floor right now and you could tell them, hey, I'm in charge now, I'm the new Vonderhaar, what would you change?
I mean, I think the first thing we really need, which it's kind of weird to ask for, is a new map pack. We need a kind of competitive esports map pack that would cater to how our game modes are played and, really focus on lanes and symmetric and just
things that have worked in previous competitive FPS titles.
If you look at Black Ops 2, for example, I mean, I would say Black Ops 2 had some of the best maps we played in competitive Call of Duty, especially surrounding the game modes that we were playing. Search and Destroy, Hardpoint, all the maps worked fantastic on those game modes. And now we're playing Domination and Blitz on, I would say, really unsymmetrical big maps that don't really cater to 4v4 especially. And I mean, if I was on the dev floor right now, I would say, hey, let's try and get an esports DLC or a new map pack that caters to esports and focus on game modes and update them to where we could play maybe a game mode like Hardpoint, a game mode like Demolition or Sabotage. I don't really see why they took it out to begin with, but I mean, we definitely need something like that in 4v4 competitive.
I completely agree. I understand that they're trying to set the standard for new game types and keep the game fresh and all that stuff. But you also have to look at what sort of game types have worked in the past. Also, obviously, Search and Destroy is going to be in Call of Duty for the rest its lifetime. But maps that have worked in the past, there's no harm in maybe sprucing them up again, bring them back in sort of a esports DLC, like Pat said. I just feel like they could do so much more promoting Call of Duty as a competitive title rather than just a casual one, if that makes sense. I feel like the promotion still isn't completely there. I feel like if I was a casual person playing Call of Duty and on my screen pops up, hey, all these pro players at a high level are playing for all this money, I'd be super, intrigued by that. And I feel like if they promoted Call of Duty as an esport, like way more than they already do, or they barely do at all, to be honest. So if they did that more, I feel like it could really grow a lot.
I just kind of feel like Activision and Infinity Ward, they're kind of, I don't know, I feel like they're almost obsessed with, they're doing stuff their own way. To me, it kind of seems like they're arrogant in a sense because, I mean, we've, year after year, we've told them, how to improve their title, how to improve their game, how to improve their series as, an esport. And it's just every year it's just kind of blown off and they don't really pay attention. So I just don't like commenting on the matter per se because it's whatever we say, it's not going to help. I mean, it might help, but I've kind of lost hope and trying to tell a developer how to make their game. True. So I mean, you can look at it like that, but I'm looking at it hey, this is my job. I want to make my job more enjoyable to me and to the people who are watching, but they don't view it as like that.
Yeah, I mean, they just have to focus on their sales and creating the new game for the casual person. But I mean, I mean, as a competitive gamer for someone who's been here for 6 years playing Call of Duty, I guess I really don't see the issue in catering to us and catering to them. It seems as it wouldn't be that much work, and even if it was, why not bring us in? Why not not even fly us out, but give us a chance to come in and kind of, before the game is released, let us play a beta and give feedback and really go in depth with what we need and how we need it.
All right, would you guys say that COD Ghosts is a step back from Black Ops 2?
I would definitely say, as a competitive title, it is a step back. I like the game. I like the new mechanics they introduced with the sliding feature and all that new, sort of revolutionary stuff they added with the maps, etc. But as a competitive title, It's just not the same as Black Ops 2. It's not as fun to watch, in my opinion. The broadcaster mode is completely different as we had before.
There's not even a kill feed.
There's not a kill feed in it. There's so many pieces missing from it. I'm so appreciative of their support with them backing esports, but they don't really seem to dive all the way in with it.
And to be honest, I feel like it could be a good game. It could be exciting. It just needs a little bit more. That's really the only issue. I mean, they have the stepping stones. They're just not going the extra mile. And I feel like if they did, we could see a good year.
It's like a good puzzle with like a whole bunch of pieces missing, to be honest. Like it's like I don't know how to describe it. Like the consistency, the gunplay, the gameplay is all good, but when like a spectator can't even tell when someone dies or not, like,
or who they're watching,
or who they're watching, or which team is which. It's kind of a joke.
And really, the biggest issue is for a new viewer. Let's say you just saw the stream. It just got retweeted on your timeline. You have no idea what competitive Call of Duty is. You tune in, you're confused, and that's not what we need.
All right, what about outside of esports? What do you guys see esports going in 5 years? Do you think you'll still be a part of it?
And honestly, as far as Call of Duty goes, we kind of live year to year based on how our titles work in relation with esports. But esports as a whole, I completely agree that it's becoming more and more mainstream. You know, the main games like League of Legends, Dota, they're pulling in massive viewership, massive sponsors. You know, it just keeps growing and growing. The stats don't lie. Each year it's growing, and I have high hopes for the future.
So do you think you'll still be a part of it in 5 years?
I want to do my best to be a part of it, but, you know, other options are available as well.
To add on what he just said, I mean, we all are kind of focusing on our college degrees and our life after gaming, and, you know, because gaming is sort of a risk. If you blow up, you get a job in the industry, etc., it's a risk. I mean, like we said in the beginning of this interview, we're looking to become the most winningest players in Call of Duty history. And if I can hit that milestone and be safe with how far I've gotten and feel like there's no one's going to pass me in a certain amount of time, then yeah, I'm fine to put the controller down and walk away.
I don't know. Well, I've been priding myself on playing multiple titles, so I think I'll definitely be here in 5 years, whether it's playing, coaching, managing, it doesn't matter to me. I think I'll be here.
All right, cool. What if esports falls through? What are you guys planning
on? We were all participate in college, so I'm going to school for computer science. I know Pat is as well. Ian can go back to school if he wants to. So sort of our fallback is just, I guess, do like the normal thing, go to college, get our degree, and I want to hopefully get a job within esports gaming, you know, whatever I can, if possible, but if not, there's always other things we could do.
Do you have any word of advice to the fans out there?
As far as like getting into competitive gaming or becoming
anything?
I mean, I think the biggest issue right now with fans is they're wondering how to make it. And they see like where we are and they want to be here, or they want to get to our level or become as good as us. And I mean, really it's all about determination. Like back in 2010, I think, is when I would say not really my spark up, but that's when I took my game to the next level. I took like an entire summer and literally devoted it completely to Call of Duty and becoming the best player I could be. And I mean, I saw direct results. Like I was honestly, after that summer, I was probably top 5 in Modern Warfare 2, and my placings really showed it. And then after that that little 6-month grind, that one summer, I completely turned over like who I was as a gamer and turned into one of the best players in the world. So I mean, really just stick with it, and you gotta just find that level of devotion and just do it, really.
I completely agree. I basically gave myself 6 months, and I'm like, if I don't make it in 6 months, I'll get a normal job, just do school, do the normal life. But in that 6 months, I completely changed how I thought about gaming. It kind of takes the fun out of it afterwards when you're playing like a normal game. But when you're in that competitive environment and it's just you versus that other team, and there's all you can do is outperform them, it just really changes your outlook on how you play video games in general, and in my opinion, makes me enjoy it that much more.
I kind of view like as like getting into competitive like the pro scene and stuff. I kind of view that as like we were like the parents around in the 1960s and stuff, where it's like getting a job was pretty easy. You didn't really have to compete against anyone to do it. But now, like say 2013, and there's a whole bunch of competition. Like just because you have a college degree doesn't mean you can get a job right away. So it's kind of like the same thing. Just because you're good, that doesn't mean you can get a pro team right away. You have to work your way up. There's definitely a little part of like luck built in, you kind of have to get lucky. Like you might have to like find some random person and he's good and you're good and maybe you guys hate each other or something. But if that's the best you can do, then you got to work with it. And sometimes you get lucky and you make it to the pro scene. Sometimes you don't. That's like a realistic like of how it like happens now. We haven't really seen a new pro player in the scene for a while now, I think.
I mean, I think every year you're going to see the 4 guys who make a team and really put in the time. Like you saw last year with Team Caliber. It's going to happen every year, but I mean, it's not going to happen fast, and you're always going to have the big dogs who know how to prepare, have the experience, and do what needs to be done. But I mean, it's definitely not impossible. There's going to be the new guys every year, and it's going to happen. So, I mean, put in the time, and maybe you'll be that new guy.
And is there anything you want to say to the other teams out there if they're watching this?
If any other teams is watching this, I mean, you know how it was in Black Ops 2. We're going to come at your neck every game, and we're going to win. Good luck, and have fun.
All right. Thanks again for watching. Just like and subscribe if you like the video. Peace out, guys.